Hi guys, welcome to the show. I'm Manny.
I'm Terrence.
And here are the goods. All right, so box office last week was pretty dull, actually. It was a very dull weekend at the box office. Dark Tower did get number one with $19 million.
Any other weekend this summer, $19 million would have been like last place.
Yes, and this time in August, first week of August, it is number one. That's how bad the summer's been, to be honest with you.
If Homecoming had come out this week, would it have still done as much as it did? Or
I think it would
have done better.
I think it would have done a little bit better, but with school around the corner and everybody going school shopping and all this other stuff, it might have taken a slight hit, but you never know with that kind of property. Look how good Suicide Squad did in August last year. 150. So
well, that's what I'm saying. It's like it took a hit when it came out in the summer because it had to go up against Planet of the Apes. Or War for the Planet of the Apes, if you want to be specific about it. But it took a hit in the next week. So would it have been done better to have like nothing but the Dark Tower to go up against and have a little bit more time to bring in all the extra dollars because nobody really went out to go see anything? Or did it make as much it was going to make coming out in the summer when it came
as far as Dark Tower?
Well, no, not that. Well, I mean, it's being versus Dark Tower or being versus War of the Planet of the Apes.
It would have done better versus Dark Tower.
Okay, so it would have done better if it had came out now.
But I think Dark Tower would have been better in March. I don't think that should have been a August movie.
Okay, so change the whole schedule.
Change the whole schedule. It's gonna be different in 2018, but we'll get to that later on in the year. Right. Second was Dunkirk. 17 million, has grossed 314 million. Not bad for freaking Christopher Nolan.
No, I mean, who doesn't like a Christopher Nolan film? I mean, seriously.
Even though you didn't get Interstellar.
I haven't seen it yet.
I know, but you didn't even get Interstellar.
I got Interstellar. I just didn't like the end. It was like I disagreed with how he ended the film. I'm sorry, Nolan. Yes, you are one of the greatest directors out there, but you screwed up Interstellar. I'm sorry.
Well, for our good friend Bobby out there, he says Interstellar's for smart people. So yeah. Number 3 was Emoji, 12 million. This movie has gotten so much crap.
How's that movie still making money?
I have no idea. Right now, the budget was $50 million to make this movie. It's already grossed 61.
Which means we're getting an Emoji movie 2.
I seriously doubt it. The Rotten Tomatoes is probably up to 6% right now. So, a lot of people have mixed reviews, actually. Some people say that it's pretty good. Some people just freaking give it the thumbs down. A lot of other people give it the finger. Either way, it's...
Wait, is there an emoji for that?
Yeah, the finger, yes.
Give him the finger emoji.
And set it off on vacation. Girls trip. Number 4,
still making money.
11 million. Budget was 19. Has already made 90. Talk about profitable.
Yeah, talk about 2 getting a sequel. That movie's gonna get a sequel. Now, don't Tyler Perry this thing, please. I don't want a girls trip 2 or 3 or 5 or 27 or using the same characters, spinning off into their own things, and just let it be as its own one shot film. And it's good and people can relive it. And but they're going to.
They're going to. Girls Trip and the Rough Night Girls get together.
They saved the Rough Night Girls because they needed saving because their movie bombed.
And rounding out the top 5 was Kidnap with Halle Berry. Short movie. We were talking about it earlier today, me and a friend of mine.
Don't go to the bathroom in this movie?
No, that Kidnap was such a short movie, I guess she got the kid back pretty quick. Because it was so short. Oh, that was weak. $10 million on that one. This coming week actually maybe a little bit decent, but a little bit better, especially for the horror fans, because Annabelle Creation, the second one from that series, but I would say, what is it, the 4th in the Conjuring universe?
I mean, more or less, but it's like every time I think about the Creation, I'm thinking they're gonna show you like the factory where they're making it over in China somewhere, and they're like putting it together like the old,
or like the beginning of Child's Play 2.
Yeah, that was like when he's in the freaking, when they show the assembly line and they're like, and then they roll the credits.
Oh, that's freaking hilarious. Oh man. Either way, it's I'm pretty stoked for that one. That one looks really good. An impressive 83% on Rotten Tomatoes right now. Started out at 100%.
So reviews have already come in for it.
Yes, and they say that it's in good hands.
Wow.
It's really good.
I mean, this whole Conjuring universe, as you call it, is surprising how well it's been going.
Well, you got the Nun coming out pretty soon,
which everybody's excited about, and all the Conjuring films have been really good, and I can't wait for
that one's going to be pretty interesting too. I can't wait. So be sure to check out Annabelle Creation, and it's more than the assembly line and credits.
It talks about the horrible work conditions in China. Annabelle Creation.
That's awful. Dark Tower was #1, and they're already talking about making Dark Tower television series.
Because remember we had this whole thing when we were talking about the Divergent series, where the movie was doing so bad, the series was doing so bad, they were like, we're just gonna put it on TV.
Part 5, part 4, whatever.
Yeah, part 4 is like, because ain't nobody coming out to go see part 4. Ain't nobody coming out to see Dark Tower 2. We're just gonna put it on TV. That's where they're going with this.
Well, Idris will come back as the gunslinger if it does happen, which more likely it will, because he's actually gonna be part of it.
He's contracted. He's contracted. He ain't got no choice. I mean, maybe he has a little bit of choice if it's going to be on TV, but if they do a Dark Tower 2, I mean, if it's technically still considered a movie, even if they put it on TV, he's still contracted. He's got to come back.
You know, Stephen King is just, blowing up. Not blowing up, but there's a new spark of interest when it comes to Stephen King movies. You know, you got the Dark Tower coming out, and It coming out. It will be coming out in September, and that one
remakes of Carrie.
That one is like the highest. Well, that remake of Carrie was like, I mean, that had some good scenes, but all right, regardless. Anyway, it's really highly anticipated. Some of the footage that they showed at Comic-Con were just freaking amazing, and the new trailer on it's really, really great. There is a 4-minute clip that's going to actually be attached to Annabelle Creation.
Oh, I can't wait to see it
for it. Now, most of the time you get to go online and you get to check out the clip and everything.
Right.
The studios have said it will not be on freaking online. It will not. They're not going to show. The only way that you can see this 4-minute clip
is on bootleg.
It's on Blu-ray. Is if you watch Annabelle Creation. So
until somebody bootlegs it the very next day, and then you'll be able to see it online.
It will come out, and it's going to be. I'm pretty psyched up for it. It's supposed to be really, really scary. I'm literally looking at they're taking the Kruger route
with Annabelle. Oh, I mean, with it. Yeah, they're making Pennywise the new Kruger in a way. If you think about it, Derry is Springwood, that's Kruger, and there you go. The Clown Dreams?
Yeah, boy. All right. That's a different movie. Anyway, already got some flack, some little bit of negativity. So get this.
Because of the whole clown thing?
No, listen. So there's a scene in one of the newest trailers for it that has the kid dropping lime green Legos on the floor. Well, it turns out that the lime green Legos actually came out in 2010. So shame on you.
Oh, so the whole continuity.
Shame on you. This is supposed to take place in the 80s. This is horrible, blah, blah, blah.
That happens every time people try to do...
Dissect it too much?
Or no, just period accurate stuff. People look and nitpick things. It's like, you messed this. Nobody cared. Nobody's sitting there and remember when they got their...
All those Legos.
Lime green Lego, and they're like, it totally throws me out of the whole... What was it, the 50s when the movie's supposed to be set? Nobody's gonna care. Nobody's gonna care.
You know what? If the ceiling of controversy for this movie is Legos, I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, geez. I mean, that's the worst thing that comes out of it.
But it comes out September 8th. Speaking of controversy, we talked about Disney getting sued not too long ago as far as the technical digital software.
You see how fast that case went away?
Yes. Well, they're at it again. There is a lawsuit against Disney for illegally collecting children's personal information through apps and games.
How do they illegally do it when you get a disclaimer up front that says like
third parties?
Oh, and giving it out to third parties.
Third parties. Lawsuit claims.
Well, how do you think they gotta pay for all this horrible CGI? Not horrible CGI. All this outstanding, remarkable CGI they do. They gotta pay for it somewhere. When they're going and getting the bootleg deals on the side for the CGI.
Are they the third parties? Are they the third party that they're going to?
Well, it could be, but they gotta get the bootleg deal on the side for the CGI. They gotta sell off your kids' information on the other side. It's like that's how they do the CGI.
Well, supposedly. Okay, well, first of all, hold on. The lawsuit claims that ad tracking software is illegally keeping tabs on its users, which are pretty much the kids are protected under the Children's Online Privacy Act, so they're actually violating that if this is in fact true.
So the kids are downloading the apps?
Yes.
So the kids are downloading the apps on their own phones?
Either that or their parents' phones, and they're always on it.
So then the contract isn't. I mean, then it really about. I mean, it's not like they gave them like a play school, like my first tablet thing, and then they're downloading it there.
It's all freaking leapfrog.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's on a phone. It was like if they're doing it, it's because it was legally that phone belongs to an adult. So I get it. We shouldn't be tracking stuff for our kids. You know, why would we could,
or even what if they can see you through the camera of your phone? I mean, that's pretty freaky.
I mean, that's actually a thing. That's why, as you look, my webcam's turned that way because there's hackers that will go and hack your camera and then turn your light off for your camera. You won't even know it's recording.
Oh, we're really in trouble.
Crazy. You don't know what I do here at night.
That's why there's no mayonnaise in the fridge there. All right. So here's some of the games to look out for those of you that have young kids. Disney Princesses, Palace Pets, Club Penguin. These sound like strip joints. Are these titty bars or freaking Disney apps?
I think I've been to Penguins.
I've been to Palace Pets, actually.
Pets.
Dodo Pop. Cars Lightning League.
Oh, see, that's not bad.
That's not bad, but Club Penguin and Palace Pets. That's a.
Maybe we should copyright those.
We need to copyright those and start, having our own little. Anyway, so Disney, get your crap together because you got a lot to lose, actually. And so much so because in 2019, Disney is going to be launching their own streaming services.
Yeah, I heard about this. But they tried something like this before when they were doing when they were starting to do the whole competing with Vudu. Was doing the digital copies. They did their whole digital copy service, but then they basically scrapped that and went to Netflix. So now they're going to scrap Netflix and go to their own?
Well, Netflix, the deal with Netflix expires in 2019. So after that, instead of renewing it and giving them more titles, they're just going to go ahead and just do their own streaming completely. Now, whether or not they're going to have original content or not, that remains to be seen. I have no idea.
Of course they will. I mean, why wouldn't they do it? I mean, everything that they do on the Disney Channel is original content, so they're going to take all that stuff, put it in the streaming service.
Some of the content?
Yeah, it's like whatever, all their old backlog and stuff like that, they'll put that onto Disney Stream or whatever they want to call it. They'll take all the Marvel movies, all the Disney films, all the live action stuff, all the Disney Vault stuff, they'll put that on a streaming service. It's probably going to be worthwhile to pay for it, but I bet you it's going to be stupid expensive, and I don't want another streaming bill. I already pay for Hulu, I pay for Netflix, there's Amazon, there's too many damn streams, and now the network channels even want to charge you to stream their channels because they do some, once like CBS is really bad at it, they charge you like $9.99 to watch CBS shows. I don't want to watch CBS shows for free.
I DVR the shit. What do you need?
Why would I
DVR it? Why
pay them for like $10? So that's what I see it coming. They have a lot of great content, and it will probably be worthwhile for it. But I'm really kind of bummed that it's not going to be on Netflix anymore.
Well, if they take it out of Netflix, I mean, you got to look at their category. And you mentioned some of it right now, but they got Star Wars, they got the Marvel, they have all of their animation.
Right.
They have the Muppets,
the 5 different Disney channels they have.
Right, and all of that, and when you factor in like the animated, like Avengers Assemble, and then the everything that's pretty much on XD, Star Wars Rebels, and
there's
all
tons of content to be on streaming. Like
exactly.
I said, it's totally doable, but so I don't want another streaming bill.
Buy them on DVD, buy them on Blu-ray. Either way, it's gonna be pretty freaking interesting about how long Netflix. It's almost like Netflix is going to have a taste of their own medicine.
They put out Blockbuster, now they're going to get put out by Disney.
Exactly. So we'll see how that goes.
That's why Netflix is still giving out so much. That's why they're doing their own original content, because they want to make sure that they're not handheld to or hand tied with all these other studios. It's like we got to pay for this, we got to pay for this. They're going to pull it off. They're going to do whatever they want to do with it. That's why they're $2 billion in debt for all the original content that they spent. Have you heard that? No, but they made like didn't they make like $10 billion? Yeah, so that's the whole thing. They like just for the original content, they spent like $2 billion. So, but I mean, it's to be streamed into forever. So I mean, they'll eventually make the money back. But this is one of those things. That's the reason why they went so far.
It's that investment, man. Yeah, it's the investment. You make that investment. I mean, it's going to pay off in the long run.
Exactly.
So speaking of Disney again, Simba. And Simba and the crew from The Lion King they've already gotten their cast together. Slowly but surely. They're not completely done yet, but
it seems like it.
Well, I mean, Well, yeah, I guess you're right. It's Aladdin that hasn't really.
Yeah, Aladdin hasn't done his stuff.
But Lion King is the next one to follow successes like Beauty and the Beast and Jungle Book and so forth,
right,
of live action movies based on the old animated stuff. Right. So Lion King's one of the favorites, my favorites, your favorites. So really looking forward to this one. It's going to be directed by Jon Favreau, Mikey himself that directed Jungle Book, so and Iron Man and all that good stuff. So let's go down the list. Simba, Donald Glover. What do you think?
He did. So I'd have to hear it. I'd have to hear him read lines. I'd have to sit there and listen to some of his stuff that he's done already, and then watch Lion King again to see it. I mean, it's a good choice. He's a well-known actor. I mean, he's on a rise right now, so I can see what I'm doing. He's already part of the Disney. He's part of the Disney family right now, being in Homecoming. So why wouldn't they?
Well, let me see. He's Lando.
I forgot he was also Lando.
He's Lando.
So basically, who do we already have under contract? That's who we're putting in this movie.
I don't think. I mean, you're right. Good comedian. A good rapper. Decent actor. Getting better and better all the time. Can he replicate the greatness of Matthew Broderick as Simba? That's kind of tough. That's a tough act. That's what I'm saying.
I gotta hear it. I gotta hear some lines. I need to see a trailer. I need to hear his voice. I mean, it was kind of like Baloo and
Bill Murray.
Huh?
Bill Murray and Baloo.
Yeah, but it's like I didn't like it.
Because all you heard was Bill Murray.
But when they said Bill Murray, I was like, oh God, I like it. And then when I heard Bill Murray, I was like, I don't like this.
Beyonce, Naala.
Excited to have her because she's done voiceovers before. She's been in a couple of different animations. She was in Hercules. She was in what was that one where she was like this princess and there was like bug thingies and in the forest and stuff.
6 hours later.
I don't know. I got kids. I saw it. I try to stay awake is the best I can do with these movies. She's done. She's done voiceover work, so it's a good thing. But her characters have always been like womanly characters.
She has to sing her dialogue.
Well, she can sing. That's a great thing. Now that you mention it, that's perfect because she can do the songs. She can do the songs. She'll do the songs great. Donald Glover does do singing on his album, so he can
turn Gambino on her.
Yeah, it's like he could do that as well. So I definitely see why they would go those particular routes. But like I said, I can't see her voice unless they like auto-tune it or like mess with it. She doesn't come off as a kid, and that she has to be. Naala's mostly a kid the whole movie until the very end.
No, she's not. She's like a freaking teen in a way. When in the middle of it, after he runs off and she finds him,
and he pins her. He pins her. Good job, Donald Glover.
Scar, rumored, shit to eligible for.
Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Chewy.
I had to pronounce that name like a million times after seeing it. Chiwetel
Ejiofor.
See, this is your
great actor.
This is your Mahershala Ali.
I can say that one. I can't. You can't say it.
I can't say it. Chiwetel Ejiofor. So that's great. I can see it because I think how deep his voice is, and he plays a great villain. I mean, like even in Doctor Strange. I mean, I'm up for that one if we get him.
I'd have gone Keith David. Okay.
You wouldn't let me bring Keith David. That's another thing.
Yeah. Seth Rogen is Pumbaa.
I see that.
John Oliver is Zazu. That one I definitely see.
That is the perfect casting.
That's a great casting. You can't get Rowan Atkinson, screw it. Can't get Mr. Bean, get John Oliver. Sarabi, Alfred Woodard, not too bad. I like that one. John Cooney?
John Kanai.
Dude, non-writing. John Kanai.
Writing. I'm sorry.
Can I read your language? Can I read your writing? I mean, all right. So he's Rafiki, taking over.
Who played Rafiki before?
Benson.
Really?
Robert Guillaume.
That was really.
I never
knew that.
Benson. Yeah. So then who do you see as Mufasa then?
So I haven't heard it actually come out as an actual casting, but when I was looking on IMDb, they actually do have James Earl Jones listed as Mufasa, so
that would be awesome.
It would be great. I mean, I actually haven't heard him be announced as a cast, as part of the cast, but you can't do it without him.
You brought him back in Rogue One.
You brought him back in Rogue One.
Even though you choked on the aspirations, but you brought him back for Rogue One. So why not bring him as Mufasa? Both iconic characters, gotta bring him back.
Once again, if you look at it now, and it's like, who is part of Star Wars? Who is part of Marvel? Put him in this movie.
Oh man. Speaking of movies, again, Deadpool 2 news.
Yes. Awesome.
Deadpool 2 has already begun shooting, and Ryan Reynolds actually showed a first look at Josh Brolin's Cable.
Yes.
In full makeup, costume, and everything. What do you think about it?
Well, it's one of those ones where, like, you think about it, like, man, when they put this on screen, it's gonna look awesome. And then when you see it, you're like, I mean, I don't hate it. I mean, I still...
Stephen Lang.
Yes. I still want Stephen Lang. I don't hate it. I like Josh Brolin as Cable. It's just that, like, it looks so 90-ish. And the comic was written in the 90s. It was, like, with all the pouches and stuff like that. It's based on a very, very 90s comic. And the arm, and I was like, this looks so 90-ish. But...
Well, you gotta see. I mean,
I gotta see
an actor, so you can't. I mean, he's already, you know.
They had the glowing eye. They had the crew cut. He bulked up. He bulked up for it.
Yeah, I mean, the part.
I'm happy for them staying true to the comic.
Yeah, he's
sometimes I'm like,
he's like you know getting like really freaking some good ass roles playing Thanos, and now playing Cable in two high profile properties. Like, damn, Brolin, man, we would thought the freaking dude from Goonies is gonna be freaking
I mean, he's becoming an A-list actor now, so I mean, he was in the remake to Old Boy, like I said.
That didn't do crap though.
It didn't do anything.
Jeez, we did more money on doing this show.
Oh.
All right. A photo of Zazie Beetz also surfaced as Domino.
Oh my.
She looks amazing.
She is just amazing, period.
I still would have actually liked to see Keira Knightley though.
Really?
Not taking away from Zazie Beetz, she's a great actress. It's just, I don't know, there's just something about it that I would have liked to see Keira Knightley.
So here's the thing, the internet went crazy because of how she looks.
She's beautiful. I mean,
like, so it's not comic accurate. We were just talking about different comic accurate.
It is not. No,
it is not comic accurate because basically she's pasty white with like a black spot. She looks like Spot from Little Rascals, or is it Spike from Little Rascals? But so they went a different way. They did it in a sense to not make it this goofy as far as like just doing with the Lago. I thought that was a cool way for them to do it, and it's like it's still being referenced, and it's explained real world. And it's like, okay, as opposed to like, hey, she's painted on white, she's Domino. We have no real explanation for it. So, I mean, but if they're mutants, I mean, they could just be white-skinned mutants. I get it. I get it. But I like it. I'm okay with it. I would rather see how the characters transitioned on screen. I know everybody's talking about it. It's like, hey, didn't we just go through this with Deadpool when they changed how he looks? So,
I think Ryan Reynolds is the key. I think as far as how he carries the movie and the what am I trying to say? The chemistry between them together. I think that's going to make the difference. He should make both of those both of those actors better in this particular movie. So who knows? They're comparing this to Rush Hour.
Why? Hang on a sec.
Hush! God damn it! Only on the goods.
All right.
3, 2, 1. So they're comparing this to Rush Hour, where you have the straight man, which is Jackie Chan / Josh Brolin, and you have Chris Tucker, which is Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds. What do you think about that comparison?
I mean, it would be every Ryan Reynolds team-up movie, and it's like Rush Hour, or what was the R.I.P.D., or, I mean, everything he's been is like Blade Trinity. He's always been the wisecracking character versus the straight man. It was like,
yes, you're right.
Even the bodyguard's body, was the Hitman's bodyguard. It's the same freaking dynamic. And I was like, why is it
reversed though? It looks like this time it's Sam Jackson.
Like he's the straight man.
He's the straight man. Yeah. Okay. But I think you hit it right on the head as far as the Blade Trinity. I think that's a great comparison. So that comes out. Deadpool 2 comes out in February of next year. Something that's a blast from the past, we were talking about time travel and Cable and all that good stuff, is the Karate Kid. And the Karate Kid is actually kicking its way back into our pop culture world.
With old fat Ralph Macchio.
With Ralph Macchio, forget it. It's coming to YouTube Red. This idea was actually pitched.
Really?
This idea was actually pitched to a bunch of studios, including companies, including Netflix.
Of course, and everybody was like, serious?
But a lot of people, but the pitch that Ralph Macchio and William Zabka, who played Johnny in
they're bringing back Johnny?
Yes, they
got me now. I'm on board. They're bringing back Johnny.
The way they pitched it actually caused the interest. Everybody wanted it. YouTube Red pretty much got it. Boom! Cobra Kai, 10 episodes.
I am paying YouTube Red money. Sorry, I'll wait till it gets bootleg.
Yeah, 10 episode series on YouTube Red. It takes place 30 years after their last fight. Johnny never got over it.
Yeah, he did. He got over it when he was like, "You're all right, LaRusso." He got over it then.
And then in the locker room, he was like, "That's some bullshit."
Man, let LaRusso.
Johnny reopens the Cobra Kai. So where the hell is friggin' his sensei then? Where's Martin Cove?
They had to clean him up again because he went into depression like he did in Karate Kid 3, and it was like he's got to dig him out again. And it's like, so we're gonna get you back. We're gonna get you back on your feet.
30 minutes. 30-minute comedy. Will Smith is executive producing this.
Oh wait, this is a different topic. I thought we were still talking about the 30-year-old Karate Kid.
No, it's a 30-minute comedy. This is 30 years after the last fight. Johnny reopens the Cobra Kai.
Okay.
And this show will be 30 minutes. It'll be a 30-minute comedy with some drama and all that. Because
it's gonna be a comedy.
It's a drama comedy type. It's got some good action scenes, from what I understand. Daniel LaRusso is actually he's kind of.
Are they bringing back Jaden Smith?
No, I hope not. But he's still getting on. He's older now, and obviously, but he's still mourning Miyagi, trying to figure out because Miyagi's gone. So he's still living, trying to get past all that.
Does he get back with the Japanese girl?
Well, she's in Broadway. Remember, she went to Broadway.
Ah. Well, I mean, it's 30 years later. Broadway.
Does Shu come back?
Yeah.
Bring back Elizabeth Shue, damn it. She ain't doing nothing.
She ain't doing nothing.
Okay, so would you have rather had Karate? I hope you're gonna edit all that. Would you rather have had Karate Kid 4, I guess,
no.
on the big screen?
Nope.
Or is this the route?
We already saw another not so good Karate Kid film, and why would I want to see a sequel to Karate Kid? Period.
So no.
I don't even know if I really want to see this outside of Johnny being in it. That's the old. I'm only just the whole. What are they gonna do with Johnny? That's the only.
Is Lamar coming back?
You know what's funny is that if they can somehow reference Karate Kid 3 and the kid he fought in Karate Kid 3 when he was like,
karate ain't shit. Karate ain't shit.
Teach it and teach you. If he makes an appearance on it, you sold me. I'm a little intrigued by Johnny. If you throw him in there, you got me on board because. Ralph, have you seen Ralph Macchio lately?
But hey, you know what? Give me Terry though. Give me Terry Segal and Thomas Ian Griffin back too. Why not?
Have you seen Ralph Macchio lately?
Hey, he looks better than Thomas Ian Griffin. Sorry, Tommy. Oh, man,
we'll see.
Terrence, take us home.
All right, following that horrible story, make sure you like and definitely comment about that story or
any of the stories that we.
Or any of the stories.
Are you excited for Karate Kid?
Are you excited for Karate Kid, and are you disturbed by this whole Usher herpes story? Well, make sure you put it in the comments below. Make sure you guys like so that way we know that you guys are liking the content that we put out, and always subscribe so that way you can be part of our community and know about all the other stuff that we do. But yeah, so why am I doing the downer?
I don't know. For us on the side, I'm Manny.
I'm Terrence.
And that was the goods.
There you go. The penny for your wise.
What would Pennywise sound like if you farted in the sewer?
Yeah, I was thinking. You can smell it. You can smell it.
And then the big brown shark came. And then G.I. Joe got stuck. And G.I. Joe got stuck in the water.